Good morning. Welcome back to Coffee and Resales. My name is Ryan. I get stuff from yard sales, garage sales, thrift stores, and other places and try to make a few extra bucks online. Been out a couple weeks, had a minor medical issue that kept me technically off my rear. And that's the most sure I'm going to tell about that for a couple weeks. But I'm back, I hope. A little uncomfortable, but we're getting stuff done. Well, I need to get stuff done. And so we're back to doing what we're supposed to be doing, which is reselling stuff and flipping stuff and making some extra bank and trying to get things going again. So that's where we're at. So let's jump into it. It's been the last couple of weeks out, but there have been sales. I think I sold 25 in about 2 weeks span of kind of being out. I sold about 25 to 30 things. Uh Actually, I need to do my usual check to make sure our audio is fine. And I forgot about that. Let's go here. View channel. Channel. Check what? Okay, we're good. Channel. Okay. Anyway, audio is fine. Anyway, so I actually have had some decent steady sales through this period. I don't know that I average like my quite average two a day because I haven't been listing. And one of the things that eBay likes is consistent listings. The algorithm kind of likes that. Um, I may talk a little bit about the current controversy as to delist relist and what I do. But other than that, let's get on what we got and what we're going to do and on those things. So first up, pick this up at a last chance Goodwill, which means I don't know that I spent $1 on it. This is an unopened laptop battery to some laptop, but it's unopened. This went for I think $15 on eBay. So keep an eye out for this sort of stuff. Unopened computer equipment. Let's put it that way. Batteries, printer cartridges also can kind of fall into that category sometimes. I've flipped a couple of printer cartridges and toner cartridges and that sort of stuff. Even if they're technically expired, um, if it's not too old, they can still actually move a little bit. So it's the type of thing that you pick up when they're stupid cheap, and sometimes you can make a few bucks. And the other sale for today, it only had two sales over this weekend, uh, is another batch of this is manga. I've gotten to where I rarely, if ever, pick up manga anymore unless it's a high value one, or I get it like this. This is a Kissing Me Up the Stroke of Midnight. Don't know what that is. Didn't read them. 1 through 5. So getting a batch of manga all in the same title is probably the best way to get them to resell the more inexpensive stuff. That sold that batch $5, $17. So I probably picked them up 50 cents a piece or so. But that's it's almost an all or nothing on manga like that. I have sold most of the ones I get like that sell. Most of the ones that like I've had like random lot stuff that I've put out before, those didn't move. Actually, I had more success on Facebook Marketplace with manga, with like individual titles on manga and lots, and then I have uh, like throwing a random lot on eBay. They just don't sell. So manga is getting a little too popular. So pretty much the only ones that have high value is stuff that's not in print, and occasionally some first edition stuff. Maybe if you get some Japanese prints. Um, so that's a little bit of my expertise because I've managed to pull off some sales. So that's that. So what do we got to sell? I got a few things before I went under the knife. I got a few things that are interesting. First up, is it's getting Halloween season. I may put these on a Facebook Marketplace first and see if I can flip them. But this is Tales of Terror from Tokyo. Uh, 4 DVDs, 3 of them are unopened. I got them at a local thrift store. I don't quite like. They probably could have put $5 a piece on these, and I still might have bought them. These may be $20 to $30 into each DVDs. I still got to do a little homework on them, but it was enough for me to grab them as soon as they popped up. Now's the time to get your Halloween stuff and horror stuff kind of lined up and get it set up so you can try to get it sold. This was probably the best time to do that. It's September 1st, so if you ain't so keep an eye out for that stuff at yard sales, garage sales, and that sort of stuff because it's time to get it and flip it for people so people can have it for Halloween night. So that's the plan there. But I think I may actually there's a group or two I'm on Facebook Marketplace, and those may appreciate that. I may be able to get almost as much as I could on eBay, which means I save on fees, which means I may actually make a little more money. So there's that. And on the opposite side of the spectrum, I picked up these. These are We Sing nursery rhymes tape, and these are tapes still in the package. I think I got both of these up for $30 for the pair, $20 to $30 for the pair. Not super expensive. I actually have one person who wanted me. I told him I ain't doing it to crack open one to see if it was a first edition because they were looking for a specific edition where the kids were actually singing rather than adults singing kid songs. But it was like, these things are sealed, man. I can't do that. I think it actually may be what he wants, but there's no good info out there right now that I can find. So I may have to do a little more homework and respond to them. Two more fun finds, and everybody gotta get back to work. Let's see. Yep, a couple more fun finds. One, Super Mario puzzle, 60-piece like 1987 Super Mario Brothers puzzle. I don't know that this is a $20 item. It would probably be $30-$40 if it was sealed. I actually put it together in the store. It was only a 60-piece puzzle. I found me a little table, put it together, found it had all the pieces. But this stuff still pretty good. So I'm thinking this may be a $15 to $20 item. This is a really kind of a fun find. So don't be afraid of going through and getting stuff like this for collectors. I don't typically do puzzles because one, there's not a lot with a ton of value, and two, you gotta know I'm not buying something that I don't know that I have all the pieces for. But I managed to be able to check this one out and find it's fun find. I don't know that there's a whole ton of these on eBay right now either. So this is going to be a little not rare but uncommon. So it was a fun find. Be good to flip over. And finally, probably sort of a little hidden gem. This is a Choose Your Own Adventure Young Indiana Jones Chronicles book. I grab Choose Your Own Adventures typically anyway. Usually they're at minimum. You can lot them up for $2 to $3 a piece. This is a little bit rare. This may be a $20 book. So another fun find. But look up your Choose Your Own Adventure stuff. The stuff you may find is actually going to be kind of, I think it's like the Dungeons and Dragons type of Choose Your Own Adventures. Those tend to probably be the more common ones, and those move as well. I've always had success selling those from the 80s. Older Choose Your Own Adventures, there's certain ones that sell well later. Like the original ones, as the run went into the 90s, and you're in the high hundreds on the numbering on those of the original series. Those are good to look for. But if you can get them for 50 cents a piece or less, always grab them because they'll lot up, even like the modern copies. So that's what I've got today. and I've got other things to do, and so do you. And well, I don't know. Maybe it's Labor Day. Maybe you ain't got nothing to do. Maybe you should do something, dude. Maybe it's Labor Day and you got a day off and you go hit a thrift store and go get some stuff to resell. So maybe that's what we all ought to be doing. So uh, thank y'all. I got two people who showed up, didn't say nothing, but they both like the channel, and you should like the channel too. So like, comment, subscribe. I'm not going to tell you to put on notifications. Anything goes. Good day. Good luck out there. Yes, exactly. I'm not going to tell you well, I'm just going to tell you like, comment, subscribe. I'm not going to tell you to turn on notifications because that's obnoxious. Or is it? Anyway, 3 people showing up at the end of the stream. I'll give you 2 minutes for questions, comments, or snide remarks. And then we got to get out of here because I got to get this stuff packed up and we got things to do. So if you got any questions or ideas or thinking something, better post it. Seeing none. Motion to adjourn is held. And we're going to get out of here. Y'all have a good day.